Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's John. I got options. Cracking open a nice Red Bull on this beautiful morning. And we got to talk about SpaceX and Tesla. Because SpaceX has an IPO coming up right around the corner. And when this thing goes public, we got to be careful as Tesla shareholders. Because something might happen to our Tesla shares. I got a feeling something's going to happen to those Tesla shares. Tesla might be acquired by SpaceX. But there's one main factor that will have to be in play for Elon Musk to let this acquisition happen of Tesla by SpaceX. And that is, what is the price of SpaceX and what is the price of Tesla when the acquisition happens? And I have a feeling that Elon will not do the merger unless SpaceX is worth at least 1.33 times that of Tesla. So whatever Tesla's market cap is, SpaceX is going to have to be 33% higher for Elon Musk to do this merger. Now, why is that? The reason that is because Tesla, Elon Musk owns 14% outright today. Now, he does have his comp package and all of that, so that could increase his shares, but that's still an if. That's not none of that's a guarantee. So let me pull up my little chat GTPP conversation. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, so here's the math. So Tesla, Elon owns 14%. One share equals one vote. Now SpaceX, he owns 77% voting control. His actual ownership, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of the 40%, but he has a special class of shares that give him extra voting power. So his total voting control of SpaceX is 77%, and then he owns 14% of Tesla. So if he merged the two, and each company was worth $1 trillion, right? Now you have a $2 trillion company, he would have less than 50% total voting control of the combined company. Because what's gonna happen is that Tesla will go under SpaceX. That's how it's going to happen. So that way, SpaceX gets to keep their set of special shares that Elon Musk has that give him extra voting power. But those shares will get diluted a ton when they grab Tesla, because you're diluting the SpaceX shareholders like crazy. Obviously, you're giving them this great asset, but you're diluting by a crazy amount. And his ownership of Tesla is much less at 14%. So if the merge happens though, and let's say Tesla's worth $1 trillion on the dot, and let's say SpaceX is worth 1.4 trillion, right? Over that 1.33 number, then Elon's gonna end up with like 51, 52, 53% voting control of the combined company. So when SpaceX goes public, we need to keep an eye on this. We need to be looking at the market cap of SpaceX every day, and you need to look at the market cap of Tesla every day. And right now, the way Tesla's trading, if I was Elon Musk, I wouldn't be too happy about that, because Tesla's kind of going up. And I think right now they're at like 1.75 trillion. And if SpaceX is going to come public at 1.75 trillion, well, now they're neck and neck. So we're going to see what happens. The other interesting thing is SpaceX is going to get included into the NASDAQ, I believe, very fast. I think it's going to be within a week or a couple days that they're going to get included in the NASDAQ. And then I think they're going to get included in another indice. So that should give some buying pressure under SpaceX. But then also you do have the fact that a lot of these are SpaceX shareholders, employees. I get it that twice a year they were able to sell, you know, and they were able to sell as a private company. unlike a lot of other private companies that eventually have to wait to go public or get bought to sell. But at the same time, we're talking about a lot of money here. This is a lot of money. So, and you're going to see daily liquidity in your account as a Tesla employee. So you're a Tesla employee sitting with $5, $6, $7, $8 million, $800,000, and every day you got to wake up and look at that number, and it's liquid. Like, it is ready to go. Like, you can turn that into cash right now. So I think there's going to be quite a bit of selling pressure from some SpaceX employees, and I don't know when they're going to be allowed to sell. I don't know what their lockup period looks like, but normally that's 180 days. Sometimes it's 90 days after the IPO. So if Elon tries to do the merger before the lockup period is over, I think that's going to be, that's not going to be right, because that's my biggest fear, is that 1 month, 2 months after being public, and SpaceX is already going to try and acquire Tesla, and they're going to have some crazy price tag. They're going to be trading at $2.3 trillion or something, and you're going to have Tesla at 1.6 trillion, 1.5 trillion. That's my big fear, because then if he does that, well, I didn't even do the 1.33 math, but if he does that and they merge, right? Let's say SpaceX here at 2.5 and Tesla's here at 1.5. They merge, and then the lockup period for the SpaceX shares, ends in 6 months after the IPO. All of a sudden, you're gonna have all this selling pressure from all these SpaceX shareholders, and us Tesla shareholders are gonna have to be the bag holders and be a part of that. So I don't want to see that happen. If he does the merge, it should be after the lockup period. Let the lockup period end. Let these SpaceX employees sell what they got to sell. Let that selling pressure equalize into the stock of SpaceX, and then go ahead and see if you want to merge the two. But if you try to merge them before the lockup period, that's just wrong. You're just doing us Tesla shareholders dirty. So that's the math I'm looking at. So all you got to do is look at Tesla's price. If Tesla's at 1.5 trillion, let's do it with what they're at today, 1.7 trillion maybe, times 1.33. So you would need SpaceX to be over 2.26 trillion for Elon to do the merger at that ratio, and he would keep 50% voting control of the combined company. So that's a pretty interesting thing that I wanted to share that with you guys. My name is John. I got options. Check out feedmetrades.com, where you can track your covered calls, track your cash secured puts. I even added in debit spreads now, so call debit spreads, put debit spreads, and I'm going to make it nice and pretty on there. It's going to look great. Check that website out if you want to track your option trades. Keep it separate from your brokerage, because everything looks confusing when you got long-term positions mixed in with your option trades, and your account's up this much, and you're like, well, I don't even know if this is from my long-term, from my options. That's why I made feedmetrades.com, so you could separate those two, and you can easily see what you're doing in your options journey. So my name is John. I got options. Check that out. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.